Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening when you fine folks are watching this. We're here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile, located in West Allis, Wisconsin. I have to bring this up real quick. This is not actually in Milwaukee. As a person who has been to this track, it's not in Milwaukee. It's a little bit outside Milwaukee. We are here for the Alex Little sponsor this race, or the Alex Little 125 question mark, or why did I sponsor this race, or yeah, I sponsored this race because this is one of my 3 home tracks on the iRacing.com more sports simulations. So that's where we're here tonight. We got 125 laps here for this playoff elimination race. We go from 16 drivers who have a chance at winning the title to 8 tonight. And before we show you the points, I'm gonna literally pull this up for you real quick. Here's the speedway. It's in West Allis, right? Milwaukee is right here. Like, here it is. Here's Milwaukee. So I don't know why we call it the Milwaukee Mile, but there's that. Let's go ahead and go over your points real quick, because this is a major discussion topic for us tonight, as we again go from 16 down to 8. So that playoff cut line right now is between Josh Coley and Ray Renauer, a 3-point difference between those two. It's 4 points between Sawyer and Coley. We go even further back. It's 7, then it's 13, then it's 15, 16, 20, 24. So it's a very, very important discussion we have going on here tonight. Those playoff points. Last week it was Storm Patterson who locked his spot into the round of 8, joining Matt Cherry. There is no one else currently locked into the round of 8 because the points are so close. Gale, who's currently in second, if I go and make sure I got this right here, because my numbers are pretty sure correct here, with 1,102 points. It's only 23 points to the good. And we have 2 stages tonight at lap 30 and 60 that could be enough points to potentially set him back and knock him out. Same thing with Brian Klister, he's only 19 points to the good. Same thing with Kevin Hash, he's only 18. Drapose 17. Quick is 7. Like, it's one of those things where we are in the tightest spot we can be going into this race tonight. And unfortunately, a whole lot of these drivers in the field who are in these playoff spots are going to have to rely on my wonderful potential graphics here for them tonight to potentially see if they make their way on to the round of 8. As we do not have our normal race control here tonight. He is on vacation, so we'll have iRacing cautions for the first time this year. That's going to be fun. Again, stage laps are lap 30 for stage 1, lap 60 for stage 2. These guys get 4 sets of tires, and everything I'm hearing about this from numerous drivers is that this setup was not one of those setups that were touched in any of the iRacing patches. The main season patch for a couple weeks ago, any of the little hot fixes and whatnot, this was not one of the setups that were touched. And I'm hearing that it bottoms out and it just destroys the right front. So they got 4 sets of tires tonight. Tires are the name of the game. They should hopefully, from the kind of the estimates I've been given, be able to make the stages on tires. That last stint here of 65 laps is going to be questionable. Probably at that point we'll have to make a green flag pit stop probably halfway through that stage, if we get there. Because we do have 19 people out here tonight, and if this is anything like the other 1 mile racetrack, the Magic Mile up in New Hampshire, we could be in for a doozy. Qualifying is still going on right now. They got about 25 seconds. The current pole sitter happens to be the number 97 machine of Eric Drapeau with a time of 30.093. He's currently beating Storm Patterson by 0.12 of a second for that pole position. He's the only one in that 30.0 bracket. Everyone else is in a 30.2 and above. And just watching here, no one else has defeated that time. So qualifying is done. They're going to go ahead and get their pre-race prep talk in. And get ready to go 125 miles here tonight from the Milwaukee Mile. And with that being said, we'll go ahead and start going through your starting lineup here. Hopefully Eric can get on the grid. Eric, please. Please, Eric. Just one time, Eric. No? Alright. We'll go and take a look at Storm then. As he'll be starting second. Again, it's Eric Japo who's on the pole number 97 machine. He'll be starting P1 tonight with that 30.093, getting himself 1 point to hopefully make him advance to the next round of the playoffs. Storm Patterson is second. Again, he is advanced. He's got that green background around his name here on your starting lineup, and he'll have a green border around his scoring pylon name. Eric is now on the starting lineup. Starting grid again, number 97 SFTV machine. He's currently a driver trying to earn enough points to get him on to the next round. He's starting on the pole. Starting third tonight in the 03 machine, that'll be Kevin Hash. He's currently not on the grid. Starting fourth in that Cadillac number 9 will be Chris Gale. He's currently not on the grid. Starting fifth in the number 92 SFTV machine will be Luke Carbonell, number 92. Starting sixth in that number 25, a different look for it. It's a gold look for the number 25 machine of Brandon Klusterhuis. Starting seventh will be Ray right now. He's currently not on the grid. Starting eighth will be number 81 machine, Ryan Muniz. He's not on the grid. Starting ninth, the number 15 machine, playoff driver Tressa Knott, and number 15 Toyota Camry. And rounding out your top 10, another guy who has locked his way into the next round of playoffs, the number 45 machine. New looks for him, the MPI company, number 45 Toyota Camry. Starting 11th would be number 48 Empire Vinyl Company, number 48 Chevrolet. That'll be Ram Pamtat. Starting 12th, let me move over to Discord real quick. See if this is quick or if this is... I don't know, they're not in Discord. This could be Caldwell, this could be quick. One of these guys is in this machine. They'll be starting 12th tonight. Starting 13th in this... I don't know what the blue sponsor is on this Menards number 12 for Zach Kreiser. Starting 14th, number 67, this is Caleb Reeves. Starting 15th, number 33 machine, the only guy who in this field has won at this racetrack will be Josh Coley. Starting 16th, the 50 machine, the Liberty Paintball machine of Brian Rusi. Starting 17th, number 35, company Toyota will be Sawyer Ott. Starting 18th will be number 19, Matthew Carabina. And rounding out your field tonight of 19 drivers will be number 74 machine, playoff driver Brian Wortman. Ooh. And that is your 19 car starting lineup tonight. Again, 125 laps. They're racing to lap 30 in stage 1, lap 60 in stage 2, 4 sets of tires. Tires is the name of the game. Normally it's fuel. But the iRacing.com pace car is going to go ahead and make this turn down this very, very awkward pit road. We do have a starter cam, as Barney the Flagman has the green flag in hand, and we are racing here at the Milwaukee Mile. They were side by side there for a moment until they got to turn number 2 as the number 8 machine, and Storm Patterson was able to get around Eric Chapeau and make him current leader in the race. And Chapeau now is going to try to defend that 03 machine and Kevin Hash from getting to his inside here through 3 and 4. Side by side back in 5th place. Brandon Klusters currently has the advantage over Luke Carbonell. Carbonell has the preferred line, I believe, on the inside here going through 1. Again, this is what turn number 3 is modeled after on Pocono. So these are wide sweeping corners, very, very different than what we've seen when we went to New Hampshire earlier this year. Wide sweeping, very slow corners, especially when you don't have a setup that's 100% tuned to this car. As Brandon's able to hold off Carbonell. As Gale is looking on the outside of Hash, this is for 3rd. But Gale's just going to go ahead and stay in line here. Further back, side-by-side battle, Trust Not on the top side of the track. Matt Cherry on the bottom. It's going to drop back to 11th here outside of stage paying positions here as he's running the top and giving that 89 machine of Quick / Caldwell the opportunity to get by him. Also going to give the opportunity for Caleb Reese to potentially get side by side with him off of turn number 4. And Treston's running the higher groove. Again, it looks like the bomb's the way to go here, where it has that asphalt patch. Don't remember when that asphalt patch was put in, but it's totally not a new thing like we've seen at like Iowa and whatnot. As Treston's continuing to drop here, it's kind of like one of those older Bristol type of situations here. Once you get out of that bottom groove, you're just going to drop, and you're going to drop to the back real quick. So up front's the 8 machine of Storm Patterson. He's in a new livery this week. He has that High Rock Vodka on that number 8 machine. He says this is going to be a one-off kind of paint scheme here. Kind of showed it to me earlier this year. And I was like, ooh, that's a nice looking 8 machine. Kind of got that Miami Dolphins look to it, as we're completing lap number 5 this time. Starting lap number 6, meaning there's 25 to go in stage number 1. As everything is starting to spread out. I mean, we got 3/10 here. It's another 2/10 back to Hash. It's another 3/10 back to Klusterhuis. As Hash actually made up a little bit of time getting into the corner here on the back bumper of the number 97 machine of Eric Drapeau, who started on the pole, got the bonus point for that, but did not lead the first lap of the race. Try to take a look at things here. As the 89 machine is now running that outer groove, he's going to be side by side with the 67 of Reese here through 1 and 2. Trying to get the power off, does the 67, gets a little bit loose. That's going to have him not continue this battle for this position, and actually getting him side by side with number 33 machine and Josh Cully. But again, that 67 has the bottom lane, the preferred lane throughout this 1 mile speedway here. As Cully has to run off from the top, he's now going to take a look at the inside here. This is again the battle for 12th on the racetrack. And as Reese will pinch him down here. But again, just not much going for that outer groove. Actually, he's going to get to run off. It's able to defend for now. We'll see through 3 and 4 this time. And it looks like Cully's going to be able to complete this pass off of turn number 4. And will take over 12th place. By the way, Brandon Klusterhuis was able to get around the 03 machine of Kevin Hash. He moved himself up to 3rd. And it's taking a look at lap times here. They're about a half second, give or take, off of their fastest laps. Already 9 laps into these run. And again, they're running about 85, 90 miles per hour through these corners here. As here goes number 25 machine looking the inside of number 97. This is a battle for second. 2 of the 3 Canadian drivers in the field here. Uses him. I don't think he made contact there in the middle of the corner. Still going to have the ability to give a little bit of side draft that's non-existent in his cars. Make Eric run that extreme top, and Eric's going to just drop right in line behind the 25 machine. Gets up close to that rear bumper, trying to see if he can get a little bit of air into that and take the downforce away. But Brandon's able to complete the pass and move him up to 2nd. As it's just allowing Storm Patterson to pull away, as he has about a 1 second lead over the rest of the field. Just taking a look thing here to see if there's any sort of battle here on the racetrack, as again Drapeau goes a little bit higher here, giving the opportunity for Kevin Hash to get the inside going into 1. Hash will send it in there, leaving Eric up on the outside groove here. It'll complete the pass, and here comes Chris Gill, the 9 machine, seeing if he could stick his nose on the inside there. We'll have the run down the straightaway and try it again in 3 and 4. They're side by side. This is a battle for 4th. Gill has the advantage for now. Will clear him off at turn number 4, move him up into 4th. As Drapeau has now lost 4 spots since the start of this race. Has his teammate behind him, number has his teammate behind him in the number 92 machine. Those two SFTV machines running 5th and 6th on the racetrack. Just taking a look here. Battle for 10th. Coley was able to get to the inside of Cherry. Come to complete lap number 13 this time. Again, we're racing a lap 30 here in stage 1 as the caution is out. And it looks like it involved the 12 machine of Zach Kreiser. A single car incident here. And we'll go and click and watch the replay here and see what happened. It's happened off of turn number 4. What? 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 What was that? All right, we need to take that off real quick and just figure out what happened here. Oh, it's loose. He's trying to corral it. So it got loose, got behind the steering, then that caused him to get even more loose, and he did the smart thing and slammed on the brakes. I mean, what an excellent move by him, but unfortunately that does bring out our first caution of the race. And again, this is not what probably a majority of this field's looking at, because again, the tires wear. So you can play the game of coming down pit road here, but you only have 4 sets of tires, and you're gonna be pitting again in 15 or so laps. So do you take the set now, run through the field, be behind a set of tires? Like, what do you do here? As we see 48, 57, 35, 12, 50, 74 all on pit road here. And a lot of these guys are taking tires on this pit stop. So a lot of these guys who came down pit road here will be down a set of tires here the rest of the field when they do come pit here in about 15 laps. So we're here in Milwaukee tonight to set the round of 8 in the playoffs. After tonight, we'll have 4 races left on the season here for season number 10. And it's a pretty interesting set of races here. We have a night race next Tuesday night from Kansas. Then we head to Talladega. Oh boy. And then we have Bristol. So we have 3 different type of tracks. We have a speedway, a super speedway, and a short track to set our championship race in Charlotte. So that's fun. Some very, very interesting tracks. I'm not looking forward to Talladega. That's gonna be a race. Especially what we saw in Atlanta a couple weeks ago. Lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car. Your top 10 currently is Storm Patterson, Brandon Klusterhus, Kevin Hash, Chris Gale, Eric Defoe, Luke Carbonneau, Ryan Muniz, Ray Rittenauer, Josh Coley, and Matt Cherry. Again, the first guy that came down pit road, but I don't know if he took tires, was Brian Rusi in that 50 machine. Spent 5.9 seconds on that pit stop. He's back in 14th place. Everyone else behind him took tires and whatnot on their pit stop. Again, the iRacing.com pace car is going to make this very awkward turn down pit road. Into the restart zone we go, and we're back racing here at the Milwaukee Mile. And an excellent start by the number 8 machine. Left at 25, very, very sleepy here on the outside lane, as they're going to be side by side here for second. Question is, how quick do these guys on tires get through the field here? As here goes Brandon Pamtel looking on the inside here, trying to make it 3 wide going into turn number 3. The track's playing wide enough for 3 wide, but do these guys acknowledge it here? Well, let's get by the 19 machine and the 15 here. Now be side by side with. No, he won't be the side-by-side with the 45. We'll have a look at it going into turn number 1 here. 89 really checks up. We'll stop all momentum here. So he'll take the bottom lane, stopping that 48 from making any further progress. As here goes Pam Tat trying to make it 3 wide again into 3. We'll slide up in front of the 89 machine. Make contact with the rear bumper of the 87. Sent it into the corner. Too much. Will be side by side with the 67. Another guy who's on tires from that pit stop. Restarted 14th is up to 10th. But how quickly can he make these new tires last through the field? Storm Patterson's still a race later. He's currently blinking like a Christmas tree out here on the racetrack. Was fine in the first 15 so laps, but as soon as we bunched the field back up, that's when his computer started to say, nah, it's Christmas time in July. Single file for the first couple spots here. Looking for a little further back. Looked like Hollywood was thinking about looking the inside there, the 81 machine of Muniz. But it didn't do anything with it. By the way, Pamitat's up to 9th, able to get around the 89 machine. Now sets his eyes on the number 92 machine in Carbonneau. So I hasn't made much progress through the field. Brian Russi, again, I think that was just potentially a fuel-only stop. And Zach Kreiser, after that spin, I think it's just taking it easy. And Brian Werman spent enough time on pit road to lose a lap underneath that caution. By the way, Storm has not been able to pull out to the lead he had early on. It's about 3/4 of a second here going into turn 1 and 2 this time. As Kevin Hash in second starting to reel him in. Looking at the lap times, Hash was about a 10th and a half quicker than Storm that last lap. In comparison, Hamitat, who's in 8th, trying to make his way through the field here, ran a 30.623. This lap will be a 30.67 compared to a 30.60. 200ths of a second is a difference in lap times that last lap between the 03 and the 8 up front here. And Caleb Rees is kind of stalled out here in 10th. But with Ryan Muniz in a new looking paint scheme this week, I didn't acknowledge that on the grid because I don't think he was on the grid. He's in a Coca-Cola Target machine here. Has that Coca-Cola cap behind the number 81 on that car. As Gale was a little bit loose there off of turn 2 that last time. He saw a little bit of a wiggle there from that number 9 Cadillac. Currently running in 5th, doing what he needs to do to point his way into the next round of the playoffs. A season ago, Gale won the round of 16 final race at Atlanta in a very, very exciting finish. Go back and watch that radioactive to see that finish here to make his way into the round of 8. Currently in a great position, 2 points his way in. As here comes Muniz charging to that back bumper here. We'll have a back bumper of his teammate, number 48 machine of Brandon Pamitat, again, who's on 15 lap pressure tires. Sorry, 10 lap pressure tires. And so he'll just make quick work of him with 4 to go in the stage. Again, I think it's just a points move for this 48 machine. He's going to be at such a disadvantage when the caution does come out here in 3 laps that could potentially set him back the whole entire rest of the race here, because everyone else is going to come down pit road. He's probably going to come back down pit road here because he's running it pretty hard here on this set of tires to try to get him any sort of points he needs here. As he's all over the back bumper of the 9 machine of Chris Gale here. Gale runs a little bit higher up, gives the opportunity for Pamitat to get side by side with him off of turn number 2. We'll probably complete this pass going into 3 here. As Storm's being caught down by this number 03 machine of Kevin Hash. I don't think enough time for Pamitat to get to the race leader here. But with 2 to go in the stage, can Storm Patterson hold off and win it? He's already punched his ticket into the next round here. Kevin Hash is trying to get himself 10 more points to help lock him into the next round. As he'll try to send it deep into turn 3 here. as we approach the white flag of stage 1 this time. Muniz is also able to get by Chris Gill for 6th here. As we are on the white flag of the stage, 1 to go. Opportunity for Coley also to see if he can get around Gill as he's starting to struggle here, as those tires might be gone on that number 9 machine. But through 3 and 4 for the penultimate time in stage number 1, unless Storm has a moment here off of turn 4, he will win it. Stage 1 here from the Milwaukee Mile. So caution's out. Storm Patterson, Kevin Hash, Brandon Klusterhuis, Eric Chapeau, Brandon Pamitat, Ryan Muniz, Chris Gale, Josh Coley, Luke Carbonneau, and Caleb Reeves will be your top 10 here in stage number 1. So my eyes on this pit stop is going to be on that number 48 machine. What does he do? Because again, he's at that tire disadvantage. He took a set here to make a march into the 5th position. Does he come back down pit road here, put another set on to maintain that 5th spot, and then have to be forced to take that last set of tires he has here at the end of stage 2? Sorry. No, that's not how it works. He's going to potentially take tires here, take his 3rd set at the end of stage 2, leave 1 set for the whole entire rest of the race. Is that what he potentially is going to do here, or is he going to stay out on the racetrack, get a bonus point for also leading a lap, and play defense? Yeah, we're keeping an eye on that 48 machine. He's going to come down pit road and take that set of tires. Very, very, very interesting call. And as everyone does come down pit road, Brian Wortman will be your lucky dog. Will be your, not actually sponsored by National Debt Relief Lap recipient. He'll get back on the lead lap here. The 89 stays out. That's... No, he just drove through pit road. Never mind. 89 just drove through pit road. Alright, that's an interesting call. Probably trying to just get it so he's able to pit again when he just set himself up a little bit further on back in the pack. Get these stage points entered here. And all we have to do is export and save. Yeah, he just did that, so then he had the opportunity to just come back through pit road and set him up in a little bit further back position here. As Storm Patterson, what did Storm do? What happened to Storm? He has damage on that machine. What happened to the 8? Let's see what happened here. Oh, I think this damage happened well before. All right, we don't have time. We have to get back to Kevin Hash, your race leader. So we're back racing here. As 67 only took 2 tires on that pit stop. So we'll see how this works. Again, the right front is, from what I've been told, the tire that's been wearing a lot. So we'll see, probably was a 2-tire stop for the 67 machine. See how well he can defend here. We'll have 26 to go in this stage. Kevin Hash, your race leader, got himself a bonus point for leading a lap here. But now I'll try just to drive away from Brandon Klusterhuis. As Reese will just fall in line here in 3rd for now. As here comes Muniz trying to take a look on the inside. It's going to be side by side behind him between the 97 and the 9. Looks like a little bit of contact between those two. Gale's able to complete the pass. It's now going to set up a side-by-side battle between a 33 and 97 going into turn number 3 here. As the 19 is going to go and run the Chastain line against the wall. That's the 19 up there. Made it work here, but will lose a spot. Falls back into 14th place. But Coley was able to get around. No, he's still side-by-side with Drapeau. I thought that gap was ahead here, but that number is not big enough to be ahead here. As Coley's made his way up to 6th after starting in 15th place. Sets his eyes on the number 9 machine here to look like a little bit of a overdrive into 1. And some of these guys are now setting their fastest laps of the race. That last lap would go to Brandon Kluser, who's setting the fastest lap, a 30.267 compared to a 2.71 from Kevin Hash. As it looks like the 15 machine made contact with the wall there. Don't know how significant of damage it is on that 15 machine, but again, the question I have here, we're not really going to see a good look from this camera here because it got set up, but there is damage on the front end of this. Is it right front? No, that's getting it. All right, never mind. There's damage on the right front of that 8 machine, so I like to know what happened to him there to get that damage. Like if we go and watch from Tresson here, like there is damage to that High Rock vodka machine. I'm pretty sure on that right front. As Storm's trying to make his way back through the field here. Side by side with the 15 machine, we'll go ahead and complete that pass. Move him back up into 12th. As Caleb Reese has been able to maintain on those 2 tires here so far, staying in 3rd place. He is running about 5 tenths. Sorry, let me do math. 3 tenths off of Kevin Hash in the race lead. We'll see this lap. Okay, about 2 tenths that lap here. And is being charged by that number 81 machine going into the corners. Ryan overdriving the entry, trying to get a run off here to see if he can potentially make the pass on this 67 machine. By the way, this is your in-race reminder to get yourself a drink of water. As Muniz will be side by side with the 67 getting off at turn number 4. Will move himself up into 3rd. Right now, the cut line would be that 89 machine. 6 points is a gap. Muniz earning a decent amount of stage points. When we get those updated, might be in prime position. He currently be that last guy in on points. By the way, what happened to Brandon Pamitat? Because he is some 27 seconds behind the race leader. I would like to know what happened to that 48 machine. That's a question of the day. What happened to him? The caution's out. And that's going to be for the 8 machine and Storm Patterson. And we'll go to the blimp cam and see what happened to him. Oh, nope. Clicked wrong button. Oh, he just got loose. Was he in 3rd gear? Can we see what gear he was in the corner? He shifted into 3rd. Okay, he's trying to make his way back to the front after dominating stage 1. Oh, got the left front onto that yellow rumble strip down there, and that just sent the car around. Trying to save it. Would bring out the caution. So we're underneath our 3rd caution of the night. Again, for the 8 machines from Patterson spinning out. And here comes the question of the day. Who comes down pit road underneath this caution? We're at the same point we were in the last stage in terms of laps to go. We got about 16 to go here. 89 is going to come down pit road. We'll bring the 19, the 50, the 8, 74, and 48 all down pit road. So we'll have 6 cars coming down pit road this time to make a pit stop here. And we'll see 89's left side, right side's going up. Get the 19, might be gas only. The 50 might be gas only. Taking a look at the 8. Don't see tires going up on that machine. So a couple guys come down for tires, a couple guys come down for fuel. Which is very, very interesting, if I have to say. We're underneath our third caution in the race. We're racing to lap number 60 here in the stage. And it's going to give us an opportunity here as the lights will go off on the iRacing.com pace car to do your out-of-town scoreboard here. As it's a tied game between the Mets and the Orioles here, top 8, 6-6. The Yankees lead the Mariners 6-0. Marlins on top of the Reds, 11-1, end of the 8th inning. Twins, the Minnesota Twins are currently on top of the Cubs. Runners on, 2-0, top of the 8th, 2 outs. Griffin Jackson's on the mound, getting P. Crow Armstrong to strike out. Brewers lead the Dodgers 2-1. Tied game in Kansas City between the Pirates and the Royals. 3-3. 6-1 Blue Jays over the White Sox. Rain delay for the Cardinals and Nats. 6-1 Guardians over the Astros right now top. Bottom 5th. Tigers beat the Rays. Red Sox beat the Rockies, and you have some more games starting later tonight. That is your Major League Baseball out-of-town scoreboard. Kevin Hash, Brandon Klusterhoos, Ryan Muniz, Chris Gale, Josh Coley, Eric Chapeau, Luke Carbonneau, Matt Cherry, Ray Renauer, and Sawyer Ott is your top 10 here as we get ready to go back racing here with about 13 to go here in stage number 2. In the restart zone we go. And again, Brandon's caught sleeping on the outside lane here, going to get an opportunity for Muniz to get by. And I believe the last time we were here, that 25 and that 33 machine had a moment. As Brandon's going to still be side by side with the 81 machine here through the back straightaway. Again, not really preferred line going into the corner here. See if Brandon can do something about it. It's going to have the momentum for now off that top lane. And he will stay clear of the 81 machine, keeping him in second place. Caleb Reese, by the way, got a black flag on his pit stop here. I'm going to guess he entered a closed pit. So he's going to make that long trip down this very awkward pit road. But back out to the action on the racetrack here. Carbonneau's challenging Gale here for 6th. As Gale's trying to challenge Drapeau for 5th. Coley's on the inside of Muniz for 3rd. Oh, round goes Coley! What happened there? That's going to be significant damage here. He was the cut line going into the race tonight. As everyone's going to try to drive by him. He's going to try to get to the bottom of the racetrack, make contact with the 87 machine. That right front is just destroyed. Everyone's going to get by. I think he was just trying to get to the bottom here. We'll go back and watch the blimp cam replay and see what happened to the 33 machine of Josh Coley. All right, we got to go a little further back. What? What was that? All right, we're going to pause it right here. Go into the cockpit and see what happens. Oh, he was trying to defend, got loose in that defense position. Caused him to just destroy the outside wall. And unfortunately, that might be his nail in the final coffin for his hopes of making the round of 8. Did get himself 3 stage points in stage 1, but unfortunately, I don't think that's enough, as you can currently see where he's running on the racetrack in P17 would be before stage points 4 points out of making the next round. 8 to go in stage number 2. I got 2 different numbers on my screen. Got 53 on the counter and then 52 when the laps have been counted. So gotta do quick math. He's gonna lose another spot here to Reese, as Brandon's really starting to try to put the attack on that 03 machine here to try to get him more points, give him a better cushion going into the final stage. Everything's pretty spread out here as Pamtat's making a charge for the field again on tires. He's up to 10th. Again, trying to see how far he can go. A little bit less time than the last time here. Has 8 more laps to see if he can get around maybe Soirat. Same thing with the 89 machine. He's made his way up to 8th, challenging the back bumper of the 45 machine for 7th. As we approach 6 to go in the stage. Gale's maintaining 6th so far. You see him find that cliff and essentially just dive right off of it in stage 1 at about this point. See if he's been able to save a little bit tire this run to help him out finish the stage out. Brandon's really reeling in that 03 machine for the stage win here. 5 to go. Gas about 2 tenths, now about 3 tenths going down the back straightaway here. Muniz is being challenged by the number 97 machine at Drapeau here. As Drapeau looks like he's entering high, diamonding it down low. These corners are super duper wide to do that, so you can enter high and try to get low, point it off, but it didn't work from there. As unfortunately, I think Brandon has reached that point where he's just in dirty air and you can't pass, because that's just this next gen car in real life and in the sim now. As we're completing 56 this time by. Sorry, 57 this time by, leaving 3 to go in the stage when Hash takes the line this time. By the way, Treston I was able to get by Brandon Pamitat. He's currently sitting in a stage points position. Seeing what he can do. Potentially earn himself some points. Help him out here. As Storm Patterson has stayed stationary back here in about 14th place. Was the reason for our last caution here. He's going to actually lose 14th place, fall back into 15th here. As Russi's challenging him for this spot. But with 2 to go in the stage, we'll focus up front here. As Brandon's all over the back bumper to the 03 machine here. Was very, very close, without a tenth of a second. Entering 1 and 2. We'll see what happens this time into 3 and 4. Again, not much really happening here as he's reached 30 air. But we have reached 1 lap to go here in stage number 2. I think it's going to need a Kevin Hash mess up here for Brandon to get by him. Scap's going about 3 tenths of a second going down the back straightaway. But through 3 and 4 for the final time here in stage number 2. Brandon looking high, trying to see if he can get a run off the top. But he doesn't. Finish second in stage 1. Will win stage number 2 here tonight. Followed by Brandon Klusterhuis, Kevin Hash, Brandon Klusterhuis, Ryan Muniz, earning himself some decent stage points. Eric Drapeau, Luke Carbonneau, Chris Gale, Matt Cherry, the 89 machine of Quick, Caldwell, or whoever the hell is in it this week, Sawyer Ott, and then Treston Ott. So I'm going to go ahead and get those stage points entered into my spreadsheet, get you guys updated on what the points currently look like for these playoff drivers. now we need to do... Can't export because I'm still editing it. File. Export. Download. Alright. Now we need to go open up the theme editor. We need to go in here and insert a new spreadsheet. We can close out of the theme. By the way, they're pitting. I think the theme editor died here. That's cool. That's wonderful. Alright. Yep. Close the program. Hurry up, please. Alright, so that closed out. Now we can open up theme editor, hopefully. There we go. By the way, Kevin Hash won the race off of pit road. 89 stayed out underneath this caution. I wonder... Alright, so Ari in here? Cool. I just want to get you guys the most accurate, up-to-date points for you. As the lights are off on iRacing.com pace car, I think this is going to be the opportunity to do a quick crank it up while I get these correct for you. And AT theme editor crashed again. That's cool. No, don't send the problem to Microsoft. So that's already in there. Kevin Hash, Brandon Clustrus, Eric Depeau, Ryan Munez, Matt Cherry, Luke Carbonneau, Chris Gale, Sawyer Rott, Trust Not, Brandon Pamtat, your top 10. New spreadsheet.
Green flag, green flag.
Alright, so we're gonna do this after the race. Kevin Hash gets a jump here on the restart. It's gonna leave side by side with Munez for a second here, but Brandon's able to maintain that for now. And it's Carbonneau. It's currently behind Drapeau here as Cherry was trying to see if we can sneak that nose on the outside here, but thought better of it behind that 92 machine. We'll get this back on the screen for you. Again, points aren't up to date here. Again, oh, that 45 machine got loose, trying to send it in the corner there. It's going to give the opportunity for the 35 to get by. Move him up to 6th. So 45 is going to be challenged by that 48 machine here entering the corner. As Chris Gale thought about sending it in there. Alright, what if I do it this way? Can I open up theme editor? Alright. Maybe we have to do it this way. Where did my timing screen go? Oh no. Alright, everything's back. Where did my timing screen go? Alright, there's the timing screen. Spreadsheets. New. Replace the file and the destination. Alright, it just doesn't like that. Alright. That's cool. But you're not missing anything out front. Kevin Hash is still your race leader. Followed by Brandon Klusterus, Ryan Muniz, Eric Chapeau, Luke Carbonell, Thurrott. Chris Gill's currently running in 8th. Let me give this one more shot. Except it's not in there. So I think I need to... Alright, so that's in there. New spreadsheet. Yeah, it just doesn't... I think I got too many spreadsheets in there. Alright. We'll take care of that. We get another caution here. We get the pit stop. There's probably going to be a pit stop in this stage, right? We're running 65 laps per lap, 54 to go in this race. And we're probably going to be experiencing a pit stop because there's no way that these tires can make it there. Again, all the information I was given from the guys who took the time, practice this race, the caution's out. And the caution's out for the 33 machine, I believe, with Josh Culley. No. Maybe the 89. $67? Not real sure who that caution is for. Let's just go back and we'll click on a replay. And we'll see what happens. It's not him. Not him. Oh! Okay. What happened here? What happened here? Oh. Okay. That is a caution. Alright, now that we got this caution. That's in there. Alright. Just let me do this, please. We've worked so far so good. Oh, this ain't gonna work. Oh, shoot. Shoot. I didn't do this right. Cars came down pit road here. So we'll get that updated, but again, I'm just trying to get this accurate for you. Alright, so that's in there. That's correct. Alright, all we need to do then is close this out. Load this up. Minimize that. 3 cars stay down on the racetrack there. 97. It's gonna freeze. 97, 92, 48 all stayed on the racetrack. Kevin Hash came down pit road for fuel. Thurrott came for fuel. Brandon took tires. Tires look like on the 15 machine. Why? No, don't send a crash report. We're going to go back racing here. Skip version. Alright. SFTV has the front row here on the restart. I don't have my timing screen.
Green flag.
And here goes Carbonell on this restart side. Sorry, here goes Drapeau side by side with Carbonell on this restart. Carbonell's trying to get to the inside in front of that 48 machine, who's going to be side by side with the 03 machine here, who did come down pit road. Looked like it was just a gas only stop for him. All right, let me just try closing out some application. There we go. That's a caution's out. No, caution's not out. There's a caution. All right, we're under caution. All right, let's go see what happened there. Looked like the 92 was the beginning of this caution. So let's see what happened. Oh, makes contact there, trying to get down in front. When he does that, 48 goes around, 35 also went around. So rewind it again here. So tries to go on the inside, Brandon goes up, tried to miss. Sawyer goes around, all this carnage. The 8 machine goes around. So it looked like Brandon was trying to get on the inside of Carbonell. That didn't work well for him. And when that happened, it just checked everybody up and put us underneath another caution. All right, now that we got everything here, let's take a look at your points. So Kevin Hash would be safe. Your cut line would be Muniz by 9 points currently as a run. This is very unofficial again, but based on the stage points I have, Kevin Hash would be your points leader by getting those wonderful stage points. Drapeau would be in. Muniz would be in. Ray would be out by 9 points. That's the current look at it. So the cutoff again right now would be Muniz, as both of our winners this season are currently in via points. By the way, I'm going to see if I can open up RS Control again. Get this out of your screen real quick so I can have all my accurate information again. But it's going to be Drapeau again on this restart. He's finally got that bonus point for leading a lap. Followed by Hash, Muniz, Cherry, Klusterhuis, Tresnot, the 89 machine, Quick, Caldwell, whoever's in it, Rittenauer, Rusi, Carabino, Rees, Sawyer, Luke Carbonell, Brandon Pamatat, Storm Patterson, and Brian Warburton's 5 laps down. So that's our running order on this restart. We're approaching 45 laps to go here. Some of these guys have come down pit road, took their second, third set of tires, so a lot of them might have one set remaining. But the iRacing.com pace car is off the racetrack here. We're back racing as Drapeau does get into the restart zone here, leaving Kevin Hash sleeping on this restart. Muniz will be side by side with Hash going through 1 and 2 here. Hash did come down pit road, took fuel only. Brandon did come down pit road, took tires, so he's going to be 3 wide looking the bottom of the racetrack here. 3 wide with his teammate and Muniz in the middle. They're going to be 4 wide there for a brief second off of turn 4. This corner is so weeping. But here goes the 25 machine back up into second. Muniz still side by side here with Hash. Again, Hash right now where he's running would be in a decent spot to point his way in. Muniz trying to do the same thing here. Drapeau currently is your race leader, has about a second on Klusterhuis here. Right in the very tippity top of this racetrack here. A win would advance him into the next round. Further back, Chris Gill, when you looked at the points graphic, was looking pretty decent for points. Currently sitting in 6th here. Tresnot trying to see what he can do here, ranking in 7th, but I think it's must-win territory for him at this point. As Gale's going to try to take a look on the inside of Cherry here, but does not have the position to do that. As Carbonello did look like he took tires on that pit stop here, trying to get his way back up to the front here. Same thing with Pamitat. Pamitat might have took his final set of tires on that pit stop. It's around the 67, who's back on the lead lap, but again, he's in must-win territory. Pamitat's currently 10 points out. As here comes Torm Patterson, seeing what he can do here. As a 33 machine, they had a little bit of a moment earlier. Cully is 13 laps down. So do we see any sort of payback potentially between these two? As Brandon is starting to reel in this number 97 machine of Eric Chapeau here. 40 laps to go when they come off for this time. Just taking a look. Let's go back here because, all right, I think Storm's able to drive away from the 33, so we don't have to really worry about that problem. So Ott makes a brief contact with the wall there, was able to maintain and hold 11th for now. He's sitting 10 points back, 11 points back now. As Pamitat's now sitting about 9 points back. It's 9 points between the 87 and the 48 here. Pamitat does have opportunity to gain those spots. Rittenauer, where he's saying would need to win to get him. Muniz gets around Kevin Hash here. He's saying pretty decent, 41 back, but still has that 9-point cushion here. Carbonneau was able to get around Rittenauer here, moving him up into 9th. But again, I believe he's in. Taking a quick look at your points graphic. Must-win territory. We'll try to get around the 89 machine. This is now for 8th place. As he's really trying to take advantage of those tires he took on that last pit stop there. After being involved in the last caution. By the way, we did have a battle for the race lead here as we were watching the battle for the cut line and whatnot. Brandon Clisers was able to get around the number 97 machine of Drapeau, moving him up into the race lead, getting himself some much needed bonus points and whatnot. But again, when we're looking at things, he was pretty decent here as we're under caution. 35 machine is around. And we'll go see what happened to him. Kazar. I don't know what caution number this is. See the blimp into the replay. Oh, it just got loose on him. I wonder if it's the same thing that happened to Storm earlier. Was he in third gear? Yeah, he's taking this corner. Taking these corners in third. And while just getting back on the accelerator, trying to get off the corner exit, it's just enough to send that car around. So now, this is a caution that I think some of these people in the field didn't want to see. Brayden, he has taken 3 sets of tires. Chapeau has not. Muniz, I'm not sure. Hash, he took fuel only on that pit stop. Cherry, not sure. Gale, not sure. A lot of these guys might be playing this game of, do we take our last set of tires or do we play the game of have to play defense? As 97-81, oh, this is a terrible look for Brandon. He sees everyone. I mean, a lot of people come down pit road here. The whole entire field. He's going to have about a... Look at this real quick. 7-car buffer. These guys on new tires. Watch the race off pit road here. It should be Drapeau off pit road first. Actually, Muniz will come off second. So now this is going to get interesting. Because these top 8 guys stay down on the racetrack. A lot of them probably only have that one set of tires left. It's where it gets interesting. And right now, way things are running, Rittenauer would be in via a point. But Rittenauer stayed out on the racetrack here without taking tires. That point difference here, Muniz came down and put tires on it. So things are going to get interesting over here during the next 33 laps of this race. How long will it take some of these guys to get through this track? Again, this is a very tough track to pass at. I mean, we saw Pamitat take some time to get getting through the field earlier with his fresh tires. So how long does it take Muniz, Drapeau, Hash, Carbonneau, those guys get through these 8 guys who stayed out on tires? We shall see. As lights are off on the iRacing.com pace cars, Cruz and Cherry on the front row, followed by Gil Ott, Tresnot. Whoever's in the 89 machine, I don't know if it's Caldwell, if it's Quick, and Rittenauer will be on row 3 for this restart. But in the iRacing.com restart zone we go. We're back racing here for the Milwaukee Mile. You can see Russi's just going to go ahead and let these guys go. They're on fresher tires. Brandon's going to try to drive away and use this buffer as long as he can here. They're 3 wide between Drapeau, Muniz, and Rittenauer. Oh, Muniz makes contact with Rittenauer, who is trying to play defense as long as he can. He goes on the outside wall. Unless he saved it. We'll rewind a brief second here. Yep, he makes contact with the wall. All right. But now the gap between Brandon and the tires is 6 cars. As Muniz is going to look at the outside lane here. See if he can get around Carabina. He'll be side by side with him off turn number 4 here, going down the front straightaway. I just don't know if the outside lane's really going to work well for this 81 machine to complete these passes. Brandon's liking this because he's able to drive away. It's 1.9 seconds the gap between him and Muniz, and they're running about the same lap times here. And looking at the weather, it's 77 degrees with a track temp of 101. So I mean, I should have probably checked that when the race started. See what happens as Hash is going to send it in there. They're 4 wide. Muniz goes spinning, and the caution's out. I mean, they were 4 wide. I'm willing to bet we'll see this the moment we go to the blimp cam and watch the replay. We'll see exactly what happened in turn number 1 there. I don't think Ryan knew that they were 3 wide. Fortunately, he didn't. I don't think that's enough contact to do much damage. But that's going to set him behind the 8 ball here. Again, I just don't think he knew Hash was down there. So he probably thought the 19 was going to go run the bottom lane here. And in the process of doing that, just gets himself spun because wasn't aware that they were 3 wide. So 29 laps to go. We get another restart upcoming here. Probably it's about 26 to go. By the way, we do have 1 car out of the race. That's the 12 machine of Zach Kreiser. And his 4 cars do come down pit road here. And this could get into an situation for maybe Gale coming down pit road here, because he's going to just drop behind everyone. And even when they do come down this pit road here, a lot of these guys are probably taking their last set of Goodyear Eagles. That's SpaghettiOs. Brandon's going to win the race off pit road in this bunch, followed by Cherry, Gale, Tresnot, and Josh Cully, who is, unfortunately, 14 laps out. So now, it's just this 89 machine who has not pitted since I've reloaded my timing screen. He's been out here a while. And the question is, how good is his defense? Or even better, we'll make this in a better term here because I've been playing a lot of college football 26 since it came out yesterday. He's currently on the offense here. He's trying to prevent these all-out blitzes coming here. He's trusting that his offensive line, these tires here, are going to be able to block the 03, the 97, the 92 and company from getting through and sacking him. In terms of this, sending him to the back of the pack. So that's what he's currently dealing with here. We'll have 26 laps to go here as the lights are off on the iRacing.com page of car. Against that 89 Quick Caldwell, whoever the hell is in the car. Kevin Hash on the front row, followed by Drapeau and Carbonneau. Pembertat, Rees, Muniz, Sawyer, Ott, Matt Cherry, and Brandon Klusterhuis. Chase car is off. The 89 does get going here. Gets a pretty decent start here. But he's going to, unfortunately, I don't think, going to defend long here with those tires. As your post sends it into the corner there. Seeing if he can get side by side with Hash. This is the only opportunity for... And the caution's out. I saw a car just immediately get hooked into the fence. I don't know who caused Pambertat to go around, but we'll find the blimp cam. We'll go back, watch the replay. At this point, he's already around. Let's see what happens here. Oh, he's getting blocked by the 92. I think the far chase camera will be better for this. So he's getting blocked by the 92. And I don't know how that sent him around. How does that send him around? Getting blocked by Luke, right? Is it the immediate... What the hell is that? Anywho, we need to click live for this. Because he's now on pit road. I think there was a little bit of a moment afterwards. What we call beef. Go gives the 92 a tap. And just try to take him out. And then towed it. I think that's his hopes and dreams of making the round of 8 just gone. Out of here. Over. You just hate to see it. I would bring him in here, but I know he would have a lot of select words to use that are not family friendly for this telecast. But anywho, we have 22 laps to go when we get this race back started. And yeah, there's exactly what I thought. He just pinged and said a word I'm not going to repeat. But it's the 89, 03, 97, 92, 81, 67, 35, 25, 15, 9, your top 10 on this restart. Let's see how much further we can make it this time. Can we get these next 23 laps in without any problem? 89 gets going again, leaving 03 just sleeping here on the restart. Gill is trying to send it there across the top of the racetrack. Not much going for him here as Brandon trying to see if he can get on the inside of the 81. And I think he will. Again, has fresher tires than Muniz, but he's out of tires. We'll complete the pass, now send it up here, trying to get side by side with the 92 going into the corner. Has the nose there. 92 tries to come down here, see if he can make any sort of defense on Brandon. But he won't. Out front, the 03's challenging the 89 for the race lead, who's still on the oldest set of tires of the field here. He'll get by with no problem. Drapeau also going to get by here as Brandon's able to complete the pass on Carbonell for fourth. Because the 89 is just going to, I think, now just drop back. It's going to just drop to like a rock in a 2-foot creek. As here comes Brandon trying to take a look here. Thought about a look on the inside of the 89. And we'll get inside of him this time off of 4, coming to 19 laps to go. As Drapeau and Hash are battling it up here for the race lead. You know, we saw this earlier. No one was really able to get around the race leader in unequal tires. As Drapeau running a little bit higher here, seeing if he can get some clean air on that machine. I think it might have got a little bit tight on getting off the corner. Brandon is the highest runner on these set of tires. Trust not next highest here, back in 8th. But again, unfortunately, he needs to win this race in order to make the next round. As the gap right now is 3 points between Muniz and Sawyer. And these guys are on the same set lap of tires here. As Brandon ran a 30.006. That more than likely will guarantee him the fastest lap of the race, as we have 17 laps to go. I would save a little bit of tire if I was in Brandon's situation, because again, I think has used all 4 sets of his tires. So he doesn't really have a set laying here, where I believe Drapeau and Hash do have a set of tires still left in pit road. 16 to go as Brandon's able to get to the inside of the 97 here. 97 is going to try to run him tight off a corner exit. Try to take any sort of advantage he can away from him off the corner. As it'll be side by side going into turn number 3. Again, really haven't seen much of passing from the bottom lane here. As there's also battle going on back here for 5th, as Muniz is able to get the inside of the 89 machine. Again, quick Caldwell, whoever the hell's in this car this week. As he's able to complete the pass, as he'll shut the door on the 35, giving another points spot here in buffer for the 81. Brandon has his eyes set on the 03 machine here as we go through 3 and 4, approaching 14 laps to go. Yeah, I wonder if Brandon is going to think about trying to maintain those tires as long as he can. Because, again, this is his last set of tires according to my math. And my math isn't the best, all right? It's been, I don't know, probably about 7 years since I took a math class. But I believe I have counted 4 pit stops for him and 4 sets of tires going on that 25 machine. As right now, the battle for the cutoff in the playoffs, there's not really 3 spots unless something happens here for Sawyer to get. As Hash is still your race leader here. It's these top three, then followed by Carbonell, who's sitting back here in fourth, about a second off of Drapeau. Carbonell 6 points back, and unfortunately there's not 6 spots for him to gain. On the racetrack. So in order for him to make it on, he has to win. Well, 11 to go. It's still Hash leading Klusterhuis, Drapeau, Carbonell, and Muniz here. Gale currently sitting in 8th place. We'll take a quick look one more time here before the end of the race here at your points. He is good. He's currently sitting in 5th. He has a decent buffer to Muniz. So even doing quick math, even if it was to finish, I don't know, 16th place, that's only doing quick math. He's good. He's in. So Gale's the last guy in on points right now before the end of this race. So there's not enough points on the racetrack for anyone to surpass him. As he's challenging Cherry right now for 7th place. Cherry's in, by the way, via win. Storm Patterson, after a couple of his spins earlier on, is currently sitting 10th. He won stage 1, leading it from start to finish. Just looked like he got passed by the 15 machine of Tresnant, as Gale is again now looking on the inside of Cherry. Will he be able to complete that pass? Cherry is also going to lose another car on the racetrack. Coley, unfortunately, is 14 laps out. The race lead gap is starting to grow here. It's about 4 tenths of a second between the 03 and the 25. As we're coming to 7 laps to go, and time's starting to run out for Sawyer, who's currently 3 points back. And here comes Chris Gale starting to charge this 35 machine. He's about to be 4 points back here, as Gale, who's on 7 lap pressure tires, is running faster than him. As he inside the 35 machine here through 1 and 2. See what can happen here. Sawyer really up against the wall there. Might have made a tiny bit of contact going down the back straightaway. We'll probably lose this spot, if I had to say, right about here. So now the gap's 4 points. And unfortunately, you have to, if you're in Sawyer's position, you need to get up to second some way, shape, or form to make it to the next round. And way things are going, I'm not going to say it. Never mind. You need a caution for that to happen. As we come into the line, 5 laps to go this time. Still Hash over Klusterhuis, Drapeau, and Carbonell. Muniz right now sitting in a pretty decent spot, 2 points his way in. I don't know who would have the tiebreaker between the 89 and 81 if it would come down to that. But look at the 89, he only has one more spot he can lose on the racetrack. So right now he's sitting in a pretty decent spot. Actually, he has 2 spots he can lose on the racetrack. So that would give Sawyer 2 points if he were to lose these 2 spots. Off of 4, coming to 4 to go. Kevin Hash does have 1 win on the season. That win happened on our second road course race of the season, back at the Chicago Street Course, after his teammate, the 87 machine Ray Rittenauer, had issues going into turn 4. Was able to secure the win over, I believe, Brandon that day. He got that win over the number 25 machine that day. Right now, your playoff cut line is that 89 machine. Again, he has 3 points over Sawyer. Can only lose one spot on the racetrack. There's not enough laps unless we go to overtime for him to lose any spots after that. Brandon's starting to reel back in that 03 machine. Maybe getting to that point where those 7-lap fresher tires are going to come to his advantage here. Coming to 2 laps to go. A caution would need to come out now for this race to be hanging overtime. And I just don't, the way things are spread out, I just don't see it happening. Brian has a meatball flag. He hit the wall somewhere, but was able to get towed. The caution needs to come out right now if it were to happen. And I don't see it happening unless it's a spin gate situation here. But off of turn number 4, Kevin Hash will see Barney the flagman with the white flag in hand, meaning there's 1 lap to go, sponsored by nobody. The cut line is 3 points between Caldwell and Sawyer-Ott. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like Sawyer's going to have any sort of opportunity to gain 3 spots. There's a decent gap between him and the cars in front of him. So the 89 will be in the points. Brandon gets to the back bumper to the 03, but can't really do anything with it. We'll give him a slight bump, but unfortunately, it's not enough, as Kevin Hash will secure his second win and a spot in the next round of the playoffs. And again, unofficially, your last playoff spot will go to this 89 machine driven by Caldwell, Quick, whoever the hell's in it. Unofficially. As everyone's going out giving bumper taps to that 03 machine, as he was able to just get it done here tonight. Get the win, get his second win on the season. Oh, this drunk cam sucks. Alright, I have to go rear chase. And we'll bring it down here from the Milwaukee Mile. Yeah, I gotta make sure Discord is unmuted. It is. You should be able to hear it. Make sure it's on the correct thing. Yes, it is. And we'll pull him up into the booth. Race winner tonight, the driver to number 03 machine, and Kevin Hash.
Yes, sir.
You got your second win of the season tonight.
I know, and I'm just as covered in sweat as the first one.
How hard was this to drive? Because from my understanding, this setup did not get touched since they ran the officials here. Was that back probably in season 1?
Well, the biggest problem is the toes aren't right, and the crossweight's sitting at a whole whopping 58%, which is the highest I think I've ever witnessed in my entire career on here. So it definitely didn't like to get loose unless you overdrove it. So you had to really baby it on the bottom, and that's what I just kept trying to do because I knew it was going to be so hard to pass up top. There really wasn't a lane out there. If you was fast enough, you could make it, but I knew between not killing the right front off of it and a little bit of fuel mileage there, if that last stage went green, was all going to play a factor. So yeah, I know Klooster, I would think for a minute, okay, he's ruined his tires and here he comes right back again. So he's definitely making it work. Dirty Air, I know, had to be abysmal back there.
It just looked like it. I mean, we saw it at the end of stage 2 there when you were able to hold him off there, which just wasn't able to capitalize on anything. And I mean, we saw it there till about 5 to go. He was reeling you in, but just couldn't get the job done because of Dirty Air.
Yeah. Between the Dirty Air and just it was almost like the car was built to turn right. So we're obviously turning left, so the car did not appreciate that. But yeah, I hated with a fiery passion flat tracks for forever. And quite a few years ago, I had a couple people I raced with in other leagues that kind of showed me around and figured out how to do it. Old Trent Ringler, he's old mentor of mine way back in the day, and ever since then I've been chipping away at it. Some builds I'm worse, some builds I'm better. I really hate that Storm had the issue he did. I think we could have had a heck of a 3-way battle for the lead there. It may have may have been swapping the lead a bunch there if there was 3 of us there.
It would have been very, very exciting to watch. Well, you got your second win of the season. You got yourself 5 more points to help you here in the next round of the playoffs. What do you think of that next round going Kansas, Talladega, Bristol?
I'm going to do my best to hopefully repeat next week at Kansas and try not to be a part of the chaos in the next 2 rounds, because I feel like I'm always fast at Bristol, and either I ruin my own chances or I get wrecked. So I'm gonna try to just hopefully at least store enough points after Kansas to take it easy the next 2.
Well, let's hope so. Well, congratulations on getting your win tonight, or winning the stage, earning, I think, the most points out of everyone tonight. Does anyone like to give a shout out to or a quick thank you for before we let you go?
Yeah, I always forget to do broadcast team, so I'm going to get you covered first. I've got to thank you for sponsoring the race and for the broadcast that you put on. I love watching them back. I know my brother does as well. Whole family. So I got to give you a huge shout out for that. If I don't get to thank you again before the end of the season for everything you've done this year. The whole league, everything Dylan and Sawyer and everyone has done. Larry, finally got my spotter back. First race back, we get a win, so I think that's no coincidence. Just all the teammates pushing me harder. Ray always is on my hind end, getting me to go harder. So, yeah, we're going to see if we can't maybe not suck the next couple weeks.
All right, I have a question. So is it Quick or is it Caldwell that's been in that car the last 3 weeks?
The last 2 weeks was Caldwell, Quick this week. I don't think, I think where
Okay.
Dylan left on vacation, he didn't get changed the name.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. I did not know who the hell was in that car the last 2 weeks.
Yep. Randy was the last 2, and then this one was Quick finally being back. He was on vacation.
Well, he did enough job. He got himself, according to my math, into the next round of the playoffs. So.
Ooh, I got you. Did either of my other teammates make it? I know they had a very unfortunate night tonight.
Well, let me pull that up, because the answer is no.
No, all right. I'll let them know that only me Quick advance.
Yeah, it was tied between the 89-81 for the last spot. I don't know who gets the tiebreaker in that situation. It doesn't truly matter because both advanced. Ray finished 10 points out. Cully finished 9 points out. Very unofficial. I do not trust my math until any sort of graphic gets posted. So
I got you. Well, the good news is I know I'm logged in, so I'll at least go with that knowledge.
that you are. Well, congratulations on your race win tonight, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week at Kansas.
All right. Thanks, sir.
No problem. As that is race winner tonight, Kevin Hash. I don't think Brandon wants to get an interview. That's very disappointing. I always like talking to Brandon. So we'll go ahead and... Oh, there's Brandon! Alright, we'll move him in here. We'll talk to him. Unless he doesn't want to be talked to. Brandon!
Just not my night, I guess.
I thought maybe towards the end there that 7-lap fresher tires would have played out, but
Yeah, it got me up there, and then
would you just say the
just
dirty
couldn't
air?
get close enough with the dirty air, but
That's what I thought.
had to run hard to get by some people, and Hash definitely earned it. So try to give him the lightest bump and run as I could there. And he didn't move up. He just went a little faster. So yeah, don't wanna be like the last time we were here. And what some people would do to win. I have a little bit more respect than that.
That is a fair point. I think you probably had the best average finish in this round.
Don't mean nothing if you can't win. So
But it gets
Take it-
you
take it
off
for what
to
it
the
is,
next
and-
round though.
ain't nothing if you can't win. So we gotta figure it out. And ITRL guys gave us a new beautiful paint scheme, and G-Con came with a fast car. I just need to learn how to do pit strategy, I guess, a little better, because what I thought was the call wasn't. And just damned if you do, damned if you don't. Just the way it is. Just it sucks being this close 2 weeks in a row and all season and just can't break through. So we'll try to figure it out, but it's basically the lottery if you're going to be doing the right move from here on out, it seems. We'll see.
We go to Kansas next week. Another track we probably can't pass that. Go to Talladega. Probably another track can't pass that. And I don't know about Bristol because I haven't done short track racing on this yet. With this update.
No, we'll try to put on a good show. If it's not by the racing, it's by trying to block from 3 lanes from the top going to the bottom, or by causing bad looks under yellow. We'll keep it entertaining for the fans somehow.
I know you guys will. Well, congratulations on your P2 finish. I know it's not what you wanted, but before we go ahead and let you go, is there anyone like to give a shout out to?
Give one to Hash there. He ran a great race. It was clean battle throughout the race, and he definitely earned it. To the JCOM guys, to you for doing the broadcast, and everybody coming out every week, and everybody watching. Thanks for watching.
Well, congratulations on your P2 finish, and maybe we'll get to talk to you from Victory Lane next week.
One can hope. So,
I hope so.
All right, man.
Well, congratulations on your P2 finish, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, have a good one.
As that was Brandon Klisterhuis, I'm gonna pull up Eric because he is our P3 finish tonight. He is in there talking with a couple of guys, so we'll see if we're interrupting anything potentially, and get his interview out of the way.
Hello, Alex.
Hello, you finished P3 tonight.
Yes, sir.
You did just enough to get yourself into the next round of the playoffs.
Right. I mean, I was 17 points up, so the fact was good stage points and then get a clean finish. I know things got rocky in the middle of the pack a little more, especially with different tire strategies. It was all about keeping it up front. I know I had a decent short run pace, but after 10, 15 laps, starting to fall off a little bit. I'm trying to find different lines, easing it off a little more, entering, because I knew I was entering for really deep. And it's a really fun track, and glad for finally getting a podium after what was a rocky start to the season.
Well, rocky start to the season gets you into the next round of the playoffs. That's something to look forward to. Finished P4 in both stages tonight. You qualified on the pole. You led some laps. Pretty uneventful night for you. My thing says you finished only with 2 incidents.
I mean, the strategy was interesting because right after the second stage, I decided to stay out and take 1 extra caution to take my tires, which I thought was going to be the way to go. But another late caution allowed, I think, like the guys like Brandon, a few others that were able to take fresh tires a little later, like maybe 5-10 laps later. And it made a difference for him to get to P2. I was expecting him to fight a little more with Kevin, but the 03 had something in the long runs, and kudos to him. He deserves that. It's the second win of the round, right, for Kevin?
Second win of the year. One at Chicago before the playoffs.
Yeah, you're right. It's Cherry that won the Atlanta race.
Well, we got some interesting tracks coming up: Kansas, Talladega, Bristol. What's your thoughts on them?
I mean, know Kansas is going to be I have to make the most out of it. I can't get involved in anything. I've got to get a very solid finish there if I wish to make the top 4, because Talladega, we all know it's a crapshoot. It's anything can happen. And Bristol, same kind of deal. You can be fast at Bristol, but it's not always the fastest car that's going to win this track. It's all about survival and avoiding the large mistakes and the incidents. So a bit like tonight, but I felt like Milwaukee was a track that suited me well. So wanted to get a good result. I'm confident. I'm waiting for the results to see if Luke made it. I'm pretty sure he's just short, but gave it a good effort from 15 points back. Got a P4 and a few stage points. So glad the SFTV team did good. And shout out to, I think Storm had some hardware issue early on because he was fast as well. It was interesting, and some cars as well that I had good fights with all throughout. Won't name them all, but it was a interesting and fun night to be sure.
It was a very interesting night. Again, I have very super duper unofficial points. Luke missed it by 6 points.
Oh, that's, I mean, from 15 back, it's a fair effort. So
it was a very fair effort for him. I mean, he got some decent stage points tonight. Just unfortunately,
he scored 3 top 5s in the last, was it 5 races since Watkins Glen? So, like, he's done well to improve all throughout the season. He's mostly a road course guy. He was racing super formulas right before heading into practice, so he's good at transitioning to a stock car, which is a really different style of racing. A lot more aggression on track. We saw that with the 48. Unfortunately, I don't want to get into what happened out there, but got to keep your frustration level down and not come after people in their yellow. That's something this league does not allow. It's not been allowed in this league for all the time I've been here, which is all the way to the beginning in 2017. So we'll see looking forward for that. And it's been unfortunate that we lose some guys from Pemitat on the team side for the playoffs, but it was going to be tough to have all 4 move on.
That it was. Before we go ahead and let you go and talk it over there with Luke, let them know, super duper unofficial, that you missed it. Is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to, a quick thank you for?
Well, thank you first for putting up the broadcast. Thanks for the ITRL, Sawyer, and all his group. Dylan's not here tonight, but he's done it. I've gave him some tough times, but I got a shout out. I got to give him a shout out for all he does for the league and all the stuff he gets every Tuesday. I know it's tough to handle the group we have, but he's doing a fantastic job. Gotta give him that shout out. Also, good shout out for the team at PPR. Looking forward to fight for that team championship again, and it's gonna be close, but looking forward for the next 3 weeks.
Well, congratulations on your P3 finish and making it to the round of 8, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you. Have a good one.
And so that was P3 finisher tonight. Again, our unofficial, super duper unofficial. If anyone's watching this could change whenever the hell Dylan posts the graphics here. Your 8 playoff drivers, what I have in via the wins is Matt Cherry from Atlanta, Storm Patterson from Watkins Glen, and Kevin Hash here from tonight. The rest of the field is Brandon Klusterhuis, Eric Drapeau, Chris Gale, Matt Quick, and Ryan Muniz. That's what I have unofficially. And we'll go over your finishing results. Wow, that's also something important to go over. Again, it's Hash, Klusterhuis, Drapeau, Carbonneau, Muniz, Gale, the Yacht Brothers, Slayer, then Tresson, Cherry, and Caribbean at your top 10. 11th on back, we'll see Storm Patterson, Ray Rittenauer, Brian Rusey, Matt Quick, Caleb Rees, Brian Wertman, Josh Culley, Brandon Pamitat, and Zach Kreiser. Again, unofficial points. We'll see. I'm sorry, I'm typing this out because people are asking for my super duper unofficial points here in Discord. So this is what I have unofficial. It's lined up most of the time this season. These guys are going to have a pretty good look. Again, it was 6 points between 10th. It was 4 points between 9th. Fortunately for some of those guys, there was just not enough points on track for them to get it. So there is that. But that'll do it for us. We'll go to Kansas next week. Probably be a top line track. Can't pass on the bottom. Who the hell knows? And get the round of 8 going. We go from 8 to 4 over the next 3 weeks, so we'll hope potentially 1 spot via points, maybe 3 if one guy wants to go out there and enjoy Logano it. So be fun to see over the next 3 weeks. Well, that'll do it for us. We'll be back again next week, next Tuesday. Same time, 7:55 on the Central Time Zone, 8:55 on the Eastern Seaboard. That'd be 5:55 on the Western Seaboard. And yeah, we'll see you guys then.